Today on Ag Etc. I talk with wildlife extension specialist from K-State, Charlie Lee, about the best way to control moles in your home lawn. Learn the tips and tricks from the expert. Next, I talk with Greg Peterson of Peterson Farm Bros in Lindsborg. Learn how they shot to fame after their 2012 YouTube parody video and what they're doing with the platform they have now in the agricultural industry. Then I visit with our young leader in ag this week, Abby Kroupa. Abby will tell you about her family farm and what role she plays on the farm today. Finally, Lucas Haag, Northwest Area Agronomist for K-State Research and Extension, tells you how you can intensify your crop rotation with the use of snow peas. It's all coming up on Ag Etc. Stay tuned.
Watch Ag AM in Kansas online at agaminkansas.com.
These days, no one can afford to take the risk of being without financial protection against high health care costs, not even for a few days. Kansas Farm Bureau health plans offer short-term health care coverage to fill in those temporary gaps. Short-term health plans can provide you with medical coverage when you are between health plans, helping lower your potential financial risk. Learn more at kfbhealthplans.com or contact a Farm Bureau financial services agent near you.
What if we dreamed bigger? What if we looked beyond ourselves to the world outside? With the world population over 7 billion, who will lead us into a sustainable future? Kansas State University's agronomy department is working to build that brighter future for us all. As a career and high demand, we're working to understand, manage, and protect Earth's vital resources. We help farmers manage and grow their harvest by studying the science behind plants, soils, and the environment, providing a higher standard of living for all, while being good stewards of our natural resources. We work to make the future greener. We work to make the future brighter. Explore a rewarding career and join us in helping feed the world. Discover the possibilities with Kansas State University Agronomy.
This segment brought to you by Kansas Farm Bureau, the voice of agriculture. To join today or for more information, go to kfb.org or find us on Facebook and Twitter.
Welcome back to Ag AM in Kansas. I'm Britton Rucker. They may spend much of their time underground, but it's the telltale signs that moles leave above the ground that irks many homeowners. Here to speak more on this is Charlie Lee, Extension Wildlife Specialist from Kansas State University. Welcome, Charlie.
Thanks for having me.
Charlie, are there any early warning signs to identify you have a mole issue?
Well, there's nothing really early. When they show up, you're going to see the surface runways, those raised ridges in the yard that sometimes will be raised up an inch or two. If they've been there for a while, by then the grass may have died out and you would see a brown stripe of grass. And occasionally you will see mole hills, larger mounds of soil that's pushed up. The hills are typically pushed up when the ground is dry and moles have to go deeper for their food source. So those would be the two signs that most folks see when they have moles in their turf.
And how much damage can these moles really do if they're not taken care of?
Well, that's a difficult question to answer on the dollar damage. Much of the time, I consider it aesthetic damage. Is there really an economic loss to having your turf a little rougher? Occasionally, they will damage plants in a garden, not by chewing on plants, because moles are insectivores, eating insects and earthworms and other invertebrates. But they get blamed because their digging disrupts young, newly planted plants in gardens, and then those plants die. So there would be a direct economic loss associated with losing some plants. And there's probably a direct economic loss with having to reseed or your turf, or perhaps rolling down the ridges from time, but I don't know how to quantify that loss.
So what are some control methods that individuals can use?
Well, when we talk about control, it's very simple in my opinion, because there's only one technique that works. Most of the time when we talk about wildlife damage control, the options include, first you modify the habitat, then you can use some sort of device to exclude the animal from the area or remove the animal. So those are the three main categories of solving wildlife problems. For moles, you might as well skip the first two and go right to removing the animal. It's been said, if you don't learn how to trap moles, you're going to have to learn how to live with them, because there's really no other technique that's been effective.
So are there any prevention methods that you can use to control moles?
There are a lot of things that have been tried. The only science behind any of the repellents is there is one paper done in Michigan from a gentleman that had used castor oil to prevent moles from coming back into a yard. When you look at the castor oil-based products that are on the market, they mention waiting till the moles are there and then drive them out with the castor oil. Talked to a lot of folks that have tried that technique, and it would be a stretch to say that it was inconsistent at best. Frankly, most say that it has no efficacy at all.
So people that have never dealt with moles, what would be the first thing that you would tell them?
The first thing would be read up on moles, look at our extension publication on moles, and learn how to trap them.
Well, Charlie, a big thank you for being on the program.
No problem. Again, thanks for having me.
I'm Britton Rucker, and this has been Ag AM in Kansas.
No one plans to get sick or injured, but when life happens, it's important you and your family are protected. Kansas Farm Bureau health plans are there to provide continued health care coverage to meet your needs. Choose from a broad range of individual and family plans. And if you're over 65, we have options for you too. Learn more at kfbhealthplans.com or contact a Farm Bureau Financial Services agent near you.
Welcome to the Western Kansas Wildlife Travel Center, right here in my hometown of Oakley, Kansas. We're the front door of Western Kansas, located on three main highways, I-70, US 83, and US 40. And all those roads lead to history, beautiful scenery, and adventure, no matter which direction you go. We now have an Ihop. That brand that you've trusted up and down the road in all your travels is staffed with local folks, real people, just like you and me, and we're waiting on you to join us. So for fun, adventure, fuel up, fuel your body, and let's have some fun. Highways 40, 83, and I-70 come together right here in Oakley. Roads that lead to businesses, to magnificent rock formations, to scenic vistas, to places where legends were made. Roads that lead us home. Discover Oakley, the gateway to Western Kansas.
This segment brought to you by Kansas Corn. Learn more at kscorn.com.
Welcome back to Ag AM in Kansas. I'm Britton Rucker, and if you couldn't tell by the dollar horse behind me, I am in Lindsborg, Kansas, visiting with Greg Peterson of Peterson Farm Bros.
When I step to the bar, yeah, this is what I see. All the hungry cattle are staring at me. I got passion for my plants and I ain't afraid to show it. Show it, show it, show it. I'm farming and I grow it.
The Peterson Farm Brothers shot to fame after their 2012 parody video, I'm Farmin' and I Grow It, with over 11 million views.
These are the guys that get that tractor.
Since then, their YouTube channel has received over 50 million total views and caught national attention from a variety of generations.
So the idea for the parody videos came back in 2012 when I was still in college at K-State, Kansas State University. I was majoring in ag communications, and so the overall theme of my studies was, promoting agriculture and essentially communicating to the public what agriculture is all about. And so it was, it was inspired from a few different things, but classes was definitely one of them. Mainly, I wanted to make a video that my friends from home or from town who had never been to a farm could watch and see. I'd spent my whole life trying to convince my friends that growing up on a farm was cool, and that was what the video was designed for, to make farming look cool.
And they did just that. The Peterson Farm Bros went on to make many more parody videos, which led them to opportunities beyond their wildest dreams.
The videos went viral incredibly fast, that very first video. We had 5 million views within a week, and we were flown to New York City to be on Fox and Friends on day 4, I think it was. And so, we had lots of interview opportunities, and then after a few months, we started getting invited to go speak and entertain at conferences, and that has led to about 7 years of traveling, speaking, performing, doing things we never thought we would get to do. I've been to all 50 states just from the speaking travels. The whole family got flown to Hawaii for an event. We've been overseas. It's been incredible just to get to travel so much. I grew up in a farm family that we went on vacation, to the nearest town and stayed overnight because Dad had to feed cattle in the morning. So it's definitely been a change. But the fact that we have 3 brothers and Dad all working in the farm operation, it allows 2 of us or sometimes even 3 of us to leave, and 1 person can stay home.
And even though the brothers are viral for making videos, the family farm still holds first priority.
I grew up on a 5th generation family farm, and my brothers and I still work together with our dad and our wives and our sister. The whole family works together, and our Swedish immigrants immigrated here from Sweden in the 1880s and started the home farmstead over there. And so our farm's got quite a bit of history. We've always grown wheat, with Kansas being the wheat state, and we've always had cattle. But we have kind of diversified over the years. Now we grow wheat, corn, soybeans, sorghum, alfalfa, and sunflowers.
And the Peterson Farm Bros have expanded from their parody YouTube channel to feature their family farm, Peterson Farm Bros, featuring harvest and other agricultural activities they partake in.
When we come back, we'll have more from Greg Peterson here on Ag AM in Kansas.
Sure Crop Fertilizers was started by my father, Don Sherman, and my mother, Shirley Sherman. Family business has started in the 80s. We predominantly focus on plant nutrients and what we can do to give growers better responses with the fertilizer dollars that they do, and what we can do to make those things work better for the grower. We're based out of Seneca, Kansas. We work with growers in their soil analysis to figure out what they need, and then we can put those in a blend that gives them the best results, and so that we can deliver that direct to their farm so that they have those nutrients where they need them, when they need them, and so that they can apply them in a manner that's very efficient to them and works well on their planting systems and what they're doing. Sure Crop Fertilizers has been around for a long time. We always say we're big enough to take care of everything you need, but we're small enough to do it quickly. You can get a hold of us at 1-800-635-4743. Our website is surecropfertilizers.com, and you can always email me at Corey@surecropfertilizers.com, and with any questions you have, and we're glad to answer and work with you.
What if U.S. soybean meal were more than a commodity? If seed companies and the soybean checkoff built a better variety? That future is here. The time is now. To meet end-user demands, the Soybean Checkoff is investing in the compositional quality of soybeans, including meal. A message from the Kansas Soybean Commission, the Soybean Checkoff, progress powered by Kansas farmers.
This segment brought to you by Kansas Wheat. Learn more at rediscoverwheat.org.
Welcome back to Ag AM in Kansas, and we're with Greg Peterson of Peterson Farm Bros.
Hello everyone! Welcome to our new YouTube channel, Peterson Family Farm. My name is Greg.
I'm Nathan.
And I'm Kendall.
and we farm together on a 5th-generation family farm here in central Kansas.
So we started a second YouTube channel just this past spring, and we had tried to start vlogging on our current YouTube channel, Peterson Farm Bros, and it just felt like we were trying to, it just didn't seem to fit with the rest of the channel. That channel's always really been around shorter videos, entertaining videos, music videos, and we were trying to stick these 10 to 15 minute long vlogs on there, and it just didn't seem to fit the brand. And so we started a new YouTube channel that was very branded toward the same structure of video every time. It was kind of day in the life vlogging. This is what we're doing on the farm today. Come along with us. And we're still using our Peterson Farm Bros channel for anything funny we come up with, or some of like the bigger videos. But that's kind of why we started the second channel. I didn't know if that was the right decision, but I think it's working out so far.
And how does Greg Peterson feel about being an advocate for the agricultural industry?
So I think the term advocate, or advocate as they say, it's kind of evolved over the years. I remember back in college that word was kind of just being coined, and I've always definitely considered myself an advocate of telling the story of agriculture, educating people, and really just answering people's questions. And I know that there's ways advocacy can be done wrong, and there's ways it can be done right. And I think we haven't been perfect. There's some things that I wish we could have done better, and you know, I readily admit that. But at the same time, one of the things I always encourage people at speaking events is, you know, even if you're just impacting a few people, or even if you feel like you're not doing perfect, you know, that's okay. I mean, the goal is that all of us can be trying to do our best to reach people. As far as an influencer goes, that word is definitely much more recent, this kind of influencer, and I don't really identify with that as much as advocate of teaching people, but at the same time, we recognize that a lot of people watch our videos, a lot of people are interested in what we have to say, and are noticing things about our videos. So we definitely partner with a lot of different companies to promote some different brands or products, and we definitely try to promote products we believe in, or work with brands that we trust, and that's kind of evolved over the years, and it's the same thing there. I feel like we haven't been perfect there. There's some directions that we tried to go that we were like, okay, maybe that's probably not what we want to do, and so I think people are really quick to judge faces in agriculture that get a lot of exposure. People, you know, we've had people that don't even know us that, you know, send us messages thinking that we're this or that, and it's like, you know, come get to know me before you criticize me, kind of thing. So being an influencer can be tough at times, but it's worth it. Just to, you know, especially like with all the kids that watch our videos, just to know that hopefully we're influencing them positively to be in agriculture, or to love agriculture. I think that makes it all worthwhile for me.
And these guys are more than happy to always answer questions, and you can find them on multiple social media platforms.
You can follow us on Facebook at Peterson Farm Bros. You can go to our YouTube channels. One is Peterson Farm Bros, one is Peterson Family Farm. Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat is at Pete Farm Bros, and our website is petersonfarmbrothers.com.
For Ag AM in Kansas, I'm Britton Rucker.
The Kansas Wheat Innovation Center in Manhattan is rediscovering ways to get improved varieties and new genetics in the hands of farmers faster. Grower-led and checkoff-funded research initiatives are bringing about positive change. This grassroots leadership provides a strong voice in Topeka and Washington, D.C. Now is the time to partner with Kansas Wheat in moving wheat forward. Kansas Wheat Commission and Kansas Association of Wheat Growers. Farmers investing in their future and yours. Log on to rediscoverwheat.org.
I'm Bob Swartz, and I've devoted the last 43 years to helping Kansans reach their retirement goals and to protect the family farm. At Bob Swartz Financial, we believe everyone should be able to live the retirement they've always dreamed of. Our team of professionals can help you create an efficient strategy using a variety of investment vehicles to help you address your financial needs and your concerns. Bob Swartz Financial values commitment and transparency.
Valley Vet Supply is devoted to providing information and professional quality products at reasonable prices.
Valley Vet Supply.
This segment brought to you by Farm Credit Associations of Kansas, lending support to rural America, and by American Ag Service, your DuPont Pioneer dealer.
Welcome back to Ag AM in Kansas, and now I have our next young leader in Ag, Abby Kroupa. Welcome, Abby.
Hey.
So go a little bit into your Ag background.
Well, I grew up on the farm in the shop we're sitting in here. My family has been in Thomas County I'm the 6th generation.
Okay.
Actually, my family was homesteaded here, so that's my background, just growing up on the farm, helping out where I could. I loved running equipment. That was the best part of the gig, but yeah.
And what kind of diversified operation do you have here?
We all cropland, irrigated and dry land. We grow corn, wheat, soybeans. That's about it. Since I came home from college, we've gotten into running cover crops behind our wheat ground and then running cattle across that. So.
And Abby, you actually attended K-State. What made you make that decision?
Oh, K-State's a family school, so I don't think there was any other choice. Yeah, so I studied ag economics. I initially went to K-State wanting to be a vet. Okay. Then I started taking science classes and said that was not what I wanted, and I loved farming. So that was pretty much an easy transition there. So I worked in the weed physiology department in the agronomy lab because I like plants and how they grow and things like that, so that was good.
Yeah, so going into that, what kind of internship opportunities did you have during your time at college?
I didn't actually take any internship opportunities. So I worked in the weed physiology department as a research assistant, which led me to go to California and a few other places to present work completed by my boss and her associates and things. But other than that, I worked here every summer.
Yeah. So what is your role in the ag industry currently?
Now I just farm full-time here, doing my best to advocate for farmers in the area. I sit on my county's Farm Bureau board, board of directors, and so that's an excellent way to help give back to the community as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And during your time in 4-H and FFA, you were actually involved in a sweet corn sales.
Yes, so I was actually like maybe 6 when this business got started. My sister and I broke a couple things in the house, and my parents thought we needed some way to pay some money back for that. So we started up, Dad planted some sweet corn, and he said, okay, you're gonna sell it. We sat outside our house, and obviously there were so few takers other than family, so we moved into town and started selling in there, and grew the business to where we were selling trailer loads of corn every year. So we got into, I started planting it and doing watering, taking care of it all by myself, and that was really great, and it actually turned into a college fundraiser kind of a deal. So
cool. And you actually have a close relationship with Farm Credit.
I do like to work side by side with Farm Credit. They're very instrumental in getting me started out here, so I appreciate all that they do for me, and so I appreciate them getting me this interview as well.
And final question, what kind of advice would you give somebody interested in becoming a young leader in ag?
Ooh. You gotta work at it. You have to have that drive, but it's a lot of work to want to stay in this business and to do well in it. So, yep, that's what I got.
Absolutely. Well, thanks to Abby for being on the program. This has been Ag AM in Kansas.
At Farm Credit, we partner with America's farmers who work hard each and every day to grow the food that we all enjoy. It's not an easy task, but it's an important one. Farm Credit is proud to work with farmers and ranchers, lending support in rural America.
Kansas Corn reminds you that E15 fuel is the right choice for every kind of driver. For the car enthusiast, E15 has higher octane. For the thrifty driver, E15 is priced lower than regular unleaded. For the nature lover, E15 provides cleaner air. For the shopper who buys local, E15 has more ethanol from our Kansas corn farms. Choose E15 for a higher octane, lower price, cleaner American fuel. Message from the Kansas Corn Commission. Learn more at kscorn.com.
This segment brought to you by Santa Fe Trail Meats in Overbrook. Let us help feed your family.
Welcome back to Ag AM in Kansas, and we're back with Lucas Haag, Northwest Area Agronomist for K-State Research and Extension, over intensifying your crop rotation with snow peas.
My name is Lucas Haag. I'm the Northwest Area Agronomist for K-State Research and Extension based out of Colby. And what I have behind me today is one of 4 locations across the state of Kansas where we're looking at how can we intensify our crop rotations using field peas. And so we have 2 locations more geared towards western Kansas cropping systems. So for example, here at Colby and at Hayes, we're looking at our traditional wheat corn fallow or wheat sorghum fallow system, but instead of fallow, replacing that with field peas. So in our treatment here, we've got a chem fallow, a spring pea, and winter peas, and so looking at how they fit into our rotations here. In eastern Kansas, we have locations at Manhattan and at Belleville where we're comparing a traditional corn, soybean, wheat rotation, and then instead looking at going corn, field peas, then to wheat, and then double crop soybeans into the wheat. Of course, the idea there is oftentimes, our wheat in that part of the world struggles after soybeans because it's late planted, it doesn't have a lot of moisture to go on. And so with peas, we can get those harvested off, a little more window of opportunity to catch some moisture, get the wheat planted on time, and hopefully improve the productivity and profitability of that entire rotation. So kind of 2 different ways. In eastern Kansas, we're looking at more intensifying the rotation. Out west here, we're looking at how can we replace fallow with something more productive and economically beneficial. So we've been working on field peas here. I've been working on field peas since 2009. We have an active variety testing program in the state, and still cautiously optimistic that they could be a good fit for the northern part of Kansas. So anyways, just one of the many things we have going on here at the Northwest Research Extension Center in Colby.
And they're using drone technologies to evaluate a variety of different things on these field peas.
In our variety trials, and then we also do some field pea breeding trials, and in a lot of those we're capturing imagery with drones to look at the relative competitiveness of different varieties, which ones might have better heat stress tolerance, which is a really important issue as we take this. Peas are really adapted to cooler climates, the northern plains and Canada, and we're trying to bring them down south. And so finding those varieties that will do better in our heat has really been a key part of our work in evaluating varieties and genetics. Here, our field peas at Colby started blooming on about the 30th of May. Most of them hit mid-bloom on the 1st and 2nd of June. And of course, we've had this wave of temperatures in the mid to high 90s, which will be hard on the peas, but on the other hand, it makes it a good test for us. We'll see which ones can continue to do well in their flowering, even with these high temperatures that we commonly get the first week of June. So we have field pea trials out here at Colby, north of Atwood, north of Norcatur, and then also in Gove County by Grainfield, and Russell County, and at Belleville. So kind of a nice east to west, north to south gradient where we can look at these varieties under different conditions. So we'll have those results out here towards the latter part of summer that you can get through K-State Research and Extension.
Thanks for watching Ag Etc. As always, I'm Britton Rucker, and I'll see you next week here on Ag AM in Kansas.
Watch Ag AM in Kansas online at agamandkansas.com.